DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 0186945 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries, as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we are celebrating today National Help a Horse Day, Kids and Pets Day, like that one. Richter Scale Day, I got a shake on that one. And having beaten anorexia, yes, we are going with National Pretzel Day. National Pretzel Day. Now, the question I have for you, is it mustard or cheese? Mustard or cheese? What do you like on that pretzel? Just put that right there in the chat window. Maybe we'll use that for the trivia today. rsrtrivia.com, rsrtrivia.com. Just put in there that the answer is, you got to get it right. It's going to be mustard or cheese. rsrtrivia.com. Win a $100 Amazon gift card if you've got the right answer. If you are selected in the raffle at the beginning of the month. rsrtrivia.com. What are the markets doing this morning? The Dow Jones Industrial Average, it is pretty flat, up 14. S&P 500 is up 7.68. NASDAQ up 78.41. Oil down 21 cents a barrel. Does that mean anything, though? Down 21 cents a barrel. What's that tell you about your gasoline prices? Well, on the national average, $2.88.8 a gallon. 1 year ago, it was $1.77 a gallon. $1.11 increase from 1 year ago. You got to love it, right? I mean, it's policies. You got what you voted for. So that's the policies of the administration. If you don't have a replacement for all the oil that we were producing here, well, the supply drops, demand stays the same or goes up, which means prices are going up, and we're paying the price for it. That's the way it works. Cheapest gas in the land, Mississippi, $2.56.8 per gallon. 374.3. Is that what you want to pay for gasoline? Not here in Calizuela. That would be in Hawaii. Calizuela, we are at $3.99.4, $1.11 a gallon, more than the national average. $1.11 more than the national average. You got to love these policies that we have here in Calizuela. U.S. 10-year Treasury, 1.57, up a little bit this morning. And that's going to mean interest rates should be up a little bit, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. We'll see what they're doing, if they are following along with the way they should be. See what else is going on in the world today. What is happening in our world? I took I was at some trainings last week, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you about some of the things that were going on, like our president deciding to tell 80% of America that we're racists. Isn't that special? That's what we get from our president. 80% of us. That's what he said Wednesday night. Did you listen to what he had to say? I'm just throwing that out there because, it's not my words. That was from the president and the vice president of the United States saying systemic racism. That's their favorite word, systemic racism. What does that mean? Is it accurate? Well, they talk about it in terms of how many innocent people, innocent people being killed by the police in the United States. But for some reason, they never back up any of their data, right? All they do is tell us over and over again, right? Like the lunatic LeBron. You got Looney LeBron, we've got Mad Max all here in Los Angeles. But let's look at some facts. According to the Washington Post database, in 2019, there were 26 white people shot by police who were unarmed. May have had a knife, may have had a baseball bat, but they didn't have a weapon. 26 people, 2019. 12 black people. 12. Last year, 2020, 24 white people unarmed shot by police, 18 black people. So a total in 2 years, 50 whites, 30 blacks. Does that sound like an epidemic to you? 800,000 law enforcement officers. Violent crime in this country is through the roof. Murders in our major urban centers are staggering. Drug trafficking, never seen this kind of drug trafficking before anywhere. You got 80 people in 2 years. Most of them white in those two categories. So, could have been some Asians, could have been some Hispanics. We didn't track that number. I'm just saying, is that a systemic problem? You tell me. Just throw that out there because the president, vice president, they don't care about the stats. Really, do they? I mean, you tell me, do they care about the stats as long as they can give a narrative backed up by the corporate media, right? You got a MSNBC, Hee-Haw, the Cannabis News Network, ABC, CBS, NBC, all telling you that the president's right, but none of them will give you any of the stats that we just gave you. None of them. Why? Well, because it doesn't sell their narrative. Selling the narrative that we've got to overhaul the police, really? They're out there doing a heck of a job all day, every day with such lack of support from the leadership. Now, who's supposed to be the top of the food chain in the United States? Yeah, that would be the president. Did you hear what he had to say? Right? So he's coming out there telling us that 80% of us are racist. Right? And you tell me, I mean, I don't know that many people that are racist. I'm just throwing you out there. Now, maybe it's because I don't put up with it. I don't believe in it. I know I've had some people tell me I am because they follow the Cannabis News Network or MSNBC Hee-Haw, and they come up with these things that just are not based in any sort of fact. Right? So if that's the case, and then why is it that we don't hear the truth of some of these things? Now, 37 years the president spent as a senator, somewhere right around there, right? Threw impediments into, you name it. Even Kamala Harris in the debate said that he was a buddy, which he was, with Robert Byrd, senator from West Virginia, who was a Ku Klux Klan member. But I guess now he's changed in his senile years. Unbelievable how you watch what's going on right here. Virginia, the state of Virginia has already implemented a progressive view of education. So the director of the Virginia Education Department Office of Policy is a woman named Leslie Sale, putting forth to the legislature in Richmond, there should be no difference in diplomas. So the harder you work, you get no benefit for it. Is that what America is all about? Right? And I don't say that everybody has to be that there's a chastising somebody for not working as hard. There are people that don't want to work as hard as other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't penalize the people that want to work hard, because there are people in our society that don't want to work hard. That's their prerogative. Let them enjoy their life just like everybody else, but you don't have to take away from those who are out there working hard so that those that want to sit on their behinds are happier, right? Go work just as hard as the other guy and you'll get just as far. You have the potential. You have the opportunity in this country. Fox News poll finds 54% majority of voters approve of the president's job performance in the 100-day milestone. lower than that of President Obama's 62%, George W. Bush's 63%, higher than Donald Trump at 45%. That's easily done because when you have all of the media on your case for lies over and over again, and yes, of course, we now know that the first 100 days of the Trump administration was filled by media lies, right? The Russia collusion issues that we know were fabricated by Hillary Clinton and her gang, right? So unbelievable. 31% margin. Voters say border security is worse than it was 2 years ago. 50% majority thinks Biden winning the election is completely or mostly behind the increase of migrants at the U.S. southern border. 67% are extremely or very concerned about illegal immigration. Really?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Watching what's going on here. Funny watching some of these issues that are going on right now. Cannabis News Network, I just saw a stat, and I'll see if I can find the exact stat for you, but they are just hemorrhaging, right? If it wasn't for a few simple little issues, probably be out of business by now. Their audience is down over 50% since January. Over 50%. That hurts. Ow! Yeah, well, what are they doing about it? You got to wonder. Hey, did you see the climate summit? I was wondering if you watched the climate summit. You'd say it was the free world, but and that's what the president used the term. That was the summit of the free world on climate. But they included China and the Communist Party. So how is that the free world? I don't know. But hey, I'm not sure, though. But maybe I should start wearing a mask here on radio, on our social media channels. President, he was the only one at the climate summit. Two things, he was exclusive. Only one of all the world leaders that was wearing a mask. I think he was worried about getting COVID from the Zoom call that they were on. I don't know, but that's probably what the problem was. Also, the only one at the summit that did not have the flag of his country behind him. Wonder what that's telling us. Maybe because he's telling us that we're 80% racist. Maybe that's why he didn't want to have a flag of the United States behind him. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, got a great broadcast lined up for you today. We're going to chat a little bit. We've got a lot to chat about. We're going to talk about determining the value of real estate in divorce. So we're going to try it. We're going to chat about that one a bit. Determining the value of real estate in divorce. And we're going to also talk a little bit, actually a lot of it. We've got a few others on there for you. 4 tips to maximize the sale of your house. Easy budgeting systems to try for financial literacy. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. The replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Dreaming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestatewithron.com and click the free workshop button.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. What are the markets doing today? The Dow Jones now up 4.25, NASDAQ up 75.68. 10-year Treasury, the S&P 500 is up 8.74. 10-year Treasury flat, mortgage-backed securities down 5 basis points. But why? Durable goods orders, which reflect new orders placed with domestic manufacturers for delivery of factory hard goods, was released for the month of March. New orders increased by 0.5%, lower than expectations of 2%. Transportation increased by 1.6%, exceeding the 1.5% estimate. And core capital goods increased by 0.9%, which was lower than expectations. Let's see what else we've got in there. Stocks, we know about what they're doing. 10-year, what's happening with that 10-year Treasury right now? Well, the 10-year Treasury, I told you, it's at an inflection point, really, when we're watching it, because it's technical stuff for you right here. It's kind of sitting between the 50-day moving average and a Fibonacci level, so we're going to see which way that breaks. According to Zillow, the rent index is moving higher after being depressed during the pandemic. Rents are even starting to rise in the urban areas, and because rents contribute a meaningful amount to the inflation reports we get each month, CPI and PCE, it could add upward pressure. Busy week highlighted by the Fed's two-day meeting, appreciation data from Case-Shiller and the FHFA House Price Index, pending home sales, GDP, and the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, PCE, the personal consumption expenditure. Some believe the Fed could give some clues as to when they may start cutting back on their purchases of the mortgage-backed securities and treasuries. So we're going to be watching for that one. That could cause some fluctuation in the markets when we start seeing that happening. So we're going to be very, very cautious of where we go when that one comes about, because whenever the Fed starts doing some of those things, right, they've been holding the market because they've been buying so much. That's what's really been driving the market. That's been keeping the prices where they've been. So we're watching that for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. Determining the value of real property in the midst of divorce. That is our conversation today. When divorcing couples decide to call it quits, one of the first things they think about is what to do with the marital home. Sell it? One of them, can keep it? What's it worth? Obviously, assessing the value of the marital home and other real estate owned in a divorce is a big deal in the settlement process. The question is, how to best determine the value. How do we determine the value of real property? Should we have an appraisal done, or should we ask a real estate professional? Actually depends on what you might do with the property, so understanding the difference between an appraisal and a comparative market analysis, also known as a CMA, it's important. The two most common methods for assessing the value of real estate are obtaining an appraisal from a licensed appraiser or having a real estate professional provide a CMA. But what's the difference? That's the question. To start, both methods are an opinion of value. Opinion of value. No two will ever give you the same value. The primary difference is perspective. An appraisal is completed by a licensed residential appraiser who bases their opinion of value off of recent comparable homes sold data. Right? So we're looking backwards with the appraiser. A comparative market analysis, CMA, is completed by a licensed real estate professional who bases their opinion of value on what the property may potentially sell for in the current real estate market. While both opinions of value are valid, it's important to understand the perspective of each opinion and how the two methods apply to the current situation of that marital home. When considering the option of one spouse retaining the marital home and refinancing, an appraisal may be the better option. If considering a sale of the marital home, a CMA may be a better option. As a divorce mortgage planner, the CLDP can help divorce homeowners make a more informed decision regarding their home equity solutions while helping the divorce team identify any potential conflicts between the divorce settlement, home equity solutions, as well as real property issues. Divorce mortgage planning is a holistic approach to the process of evaluating mortgage options in the context of the overall financial objective as they relate to divorcing situations. So you want to work with a CLDP with that divorce team, right? That's very, very important to have that as part of the divorce team. Now, think about this concept, and I'm going to go a little deeper with this now that I've given you a little background. The appraiser has certain guidelines that he or she must follow. Right, they almost always want to have a property that is bracketed on the high side and the low side. Well, does that work in today's market? If you're looking for the value of the property, that's going to be the appraiser is going to give you a good idea of value based on if one party's looking to refinance that property and buy out the other party's interest. The question becomes, is that really the best program to understand what the net worth of the estate that's being separated? Because if you go to sell that property, generally a real estate professional is going to get you more money than the appraised value when you look backwards in a market like this. And what I mean by a market like this, there's a huge amount of demand for real estate right now, and it far exceeds the supply of real estate. So when you've got a demand greater than supply, that means prices should be going up. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to give you any legal advice here. That's not what we do on Ron Siegel Radio. I am not an attorney. Call and put you in touch with an attorney if you need some legal advice along these lines. But what I am going to share with you is you've got to look at both sides of this if you're looking to get a true assessment. Now, if you're just saying, okay, we've come up with our own numbers and we understand all these things, there's a lot to understand when you're talking about the value of real estate. Who's going to pay for the liquidation, right? So if you're saying one party is going to keep the property, at some point in time, they may want to liquidate it. Okay, how's that going to work? How is the tax situation going to work on it? Who's responsible for not only the property taxes, but the capital gains taxes? Are you going to follow the right methods to preserve your capital gains exclusions. And I'm going to share with you, there's a lot of folks that just go about it and they just take the information and they throw it in there because they think they understand all these things. But it can be complex. And if you're looking to pay Uncle Sam a lot of money, that's good. You can just go about it and throw it against the wall and be happy. In the world that I come from, we try to minimize the taxable liabilities. We don't want to pay Uncle Sam absolutely anything more than the requirements. So we're going to look at it and say, okay, how do we preserve those deductions for people? That's one of the big issues that we've do at Ron Siegel Radio. And some people, that's just a little bit of information for you on the divorce front. A couple of by the numbers things. S&P 500 up 56.4% for the 12 months ending 3/31/21. The eighth time the index has gained at least 40% over any 12-month period since 1990. The index has gained an average of 16.3%. In the year following a 12-month period that was up at least 40%. So we're looking at a good gain this year if history repeats itself. Will history repeat itself? I don't know. Right? All we can do is talk about what the history is, and then the idea of it repeating itself, well, one never knows about that part of it. We can just make our assumptions and try and go from an educated place. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, 4 tips to maximize the sale of your house, easy budgeting systems to try for financial literacy. And oh yeah, we've got that feature at home. Brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com, licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Well, real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest 79564. Find that dream home. 4 tips to maximize the sale of your house. Homeowners ready to make a move are definitely in a great position to sell today. Housing inventory is incredibly low, driving up buyer competition. This gives homeowners leverage to sell for the best possible terms, and it's fueling a steady rise in home prices. In such a hot market, houses are selling quickly, according to the National Association of Realtors, NAR. Homes are typically on the market for just 18 short days. Despite the speed and opportunity for sellers, there are still steps you can take to prep your house to shine so you get the greatest possible return. Number 1, make buyers feel at home. One of the ways to make this happen is to take time to declutter. Pack away any items like pictures, awards, sentimental belongings. The more neutral and tidy the space, the easier it is for a buyer to picture themselves living there. According to the 2021 Profile of Home Staging by NAR, quote, 82% of buyers' agents said staging a home made it easier for a buyer to visualize the property as a future home, unquote. Not only will your house potentially attract the attention of more buyers and likely sell quickly, but the same report also notes, quote, 18% of sellers' agents said that home staging increased the dollar value of a residence 6 to 10%, unquote. Jessica Lodge, Vice President of Demographics and Behavior Insights for NAR, says, quote, staging a home helps consumers see the full potential of a given space or property. It features the home in its best light and helps would-be buyers envision its various possibilities. Number 2, keep it clean. On top of the market making an effort to declutter, it's important to keep your house neat and clean before a buyer stops by. Be sure to pick up toys, make the beds, wash the dishes. There's one more way to reduce the number of things that can distract a buyer from the appeal of the home. Just think about that. Walk into a house to go and view it, and all you see is clothes on the floor and dishes, and you're talking about that, not talking about how great the kitchen is or what a wonderful backyard you have. Just throw that out there. Ensure your home smells fresh and clean as well. Buyers, remember the smell of your house. According to the same report from NAR, the kitchen is one of the most important rooms of the house to focus on if you want to attract more buyers. I've seen many places where they actually put in cookies in the oven and start making cookies. I'll go over there and eat them. Number 3, give buyers access. Buyers are less likely to make an offer on your house if they aren't able to easily schedule a time to check it out. If your home is available anytime, that opens up more opportunities for multiple buyers to go from curious to eager. It also allows buyers on tight schedules to still get in to see your house. While health continues to be a great concern throughout the country, it's important to work with your agent to find the best safety measures and digital pictures for your home. This will drive visibility and create access options that also keep everyone in the process safe. Number 4, price it right. Even in a seller's market, it's crucial to set your house at the right price to maximize selling potential. Pricing your house too high It's actually a detriment to the sale. The goal is to drive high attention from competing buyers and letting bidding wars push the final sales price. Work with a trusted real estate professional to determine the best list price for your house. Having an expert on your side in this process is truly essential. Bottom line, if you want to sell on your terms in the least amount of time and for the best price, today's market sets the stage to make that happen. Let's get together and chat about strategies. And as I've shared with you before, if you call the team here, 800-306-1990, we've got a group of real estate professionals that work with you. And I am confident in their 21 or 28-day process, they can get you the absolute top of the market for your home. It's rather unique here in the U.S., very common in other parts of the world. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment. Again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. The digest, it's got the information for you. It's pretty simple information. It tells you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property. It tells you what the market believes about your property. And best of all, it is compliments of your friends right here at Ron Siegel Radio. Hey, again, if you don't know it, we've got that trivia question going on. www.rsrtrivia.com. rsrtrivia.com. Cheese or mustard on your pretzel? That's the trivia question. Cheese or mustard on your pretzel? You got to just give us your answer. Obviously, you will have the right answer because it's your preference, right? So you can't have the wrong answer. But if you don't go and register for the drawing, that'll be wrong because you're not going to get to be a part of it. So make sure you go register, rsrtrivia.com. Easy budgeting systems to try for financial literacy. April is National Financial Literacy Month in the U.S. Many organizations taking steps to raise the understanding of basic financial concepts in the public at large. And with most, if not all, of these initiatives, there will be heavy focus on budgeting. This makes sense as being able to follow a budget is often the key to accomplish all of our other financial goals. If you aren't budgeting, there's a good chance that you're also going to struggle with saving, paying down debt, and investing too. But while many of us understand the importance of budgeting, the process of getting started could be daunting. The good news, though, is that budgeting doesn't have to be complicated and time-consuming. Here are 4 easy budgeting methods to try for Financial Literacy Month. 50-30-20 budgeting system. Simplicity of the 50-30-20 budgeting system has helped to make it a popular choice for many new budgeters. Rather than creating a line item for each expense category, your after-tax income is allocated into 3 broad categories. 50% goes to your needs, 30% to your wants, 20% to savings and debts. So needs, 50% of budgeting are expenses that would be very difficult, if not impossible, to live without. That'd be your mortgage or rent, groceries, utilities, gas, car. Wants, 30% of your budget. May include your cable bill, restaurant spending, travel. The last 20% after-tax income in the 50-30-20 budget goes towards savings and debts to help you reach your financial goals. Examples might include building up your emergency fund, paying off your credit card debt, or contributing to your retirement account. The 50-30-20 budget provides a general baseline that can be easily tweaked to your specific situation. Those with lower incomes may need to dedicate a higher percentage of their take-home to needs. In this case, they may choose to use 60-20-20 budget. 60% needs, 20% wants, 20% financial goals. Conversely, if you have a high income or you're hoping to retire early, you may want to allocate a higher percentage of your monthly budget towards savings and debt reduction. In this situation, you might decide to build a 50-20-30 budget. 50 needs, 20 wants, and 30% to savings and debt. Pay yourself first budgeting system. Pay yourself first budgeting, also called reverse budgeting, puts your financial goals first. With this method, you immediately set aside money for savings and debt payoff. Whenever you get paid, whatever the leftover is, what you'll have available to spend. For example, let's say that you're paid biweekly and your after-tax paycheck amount is $3,000. In this case, you may take $300 out of each paycheck to contribute to your IRA or 401k, and another $300 to make an extra payment towards your private student loans. In this example, you have $2,400 left each paycheck to spend, $4,800 monthly. This system would be a great option if you often find there's no money left at the end of the month to put towards savings or debt pay down. By paying yourself first, you force yourself to prioritize these financial goals. If you feel like this system is causing you to run short on cash in between paychecks, try to cut back on wants like dining out, entertainment, etc. However, if you're struggling to cover your needs, such as your rent or car payment, then you may need to reduce the amount that you pay yourself for each pay period. That's kind of an idea there. Envelope budgeting. That's an old-fashioned one. The envelope budgeting system involves keeping cash in envelopes for each of your day-to-day expenses. For example, you create a separate cash envelope for groceries, restaurants, clothing, entertainment, gas, home decor, and furniture. Once per month, or after you receive your paycheck, take money out of the ATM to fill your envelopes. To decide how much cash should be allocated to each envelope, you can evaluate your spending history from the past few months or look at sample budgets online. Once an envelope is empty, you don't allow yourself to spend any more money in that category until the next month or pay period. For this reason, the cash envelope system can be a great choice for those who are looking to reduce their discretionary spending. There are three main downsides to the cash envelope system. However, first, it can't help you cut back on online spending. Second, carrying a lot of cash on your person can feel unsafe. And third, managing several cash envelopes can be a bit of a hassle, especially if you share expenses with someone else. Zero-based budgeting system. With zero-based budgeting, your goal is to make sure that your expenses completely match your expected income down to the penny. So, for example, if you plan to earn $3,000 this month, you need to budget for $3,000 of expenses. Budgeters who use this method tend to be quite detailed with their budget categories. For example, here's what a zero-based budget might look like for $3,000 of income. Rent $1,000, saving $400, groceries $400, gas $300, car payment $250, insurance $200, restaurants $200, cell phone $100, entertainment $100, clothing $50. Total expenditures and savings $3,000. You may want to give zero-based budgeting a try if you struggle to stay on track with less rigorous budgeting methods. For instance, let's say that you have a tendency to overspend on dining out. Since restaurants are a want, you could technically spend up to $600 on restaurants, 20% of your income in a given month, with a 50-30-20 method. But the reality is that you're most likely going to make another non-essential purchase throughout the month. So spending $600 on restaurants would really hurt your chances of keeping your overall want spending at or below 20%. This is where the zero-based budget can be so helpful. By causing you to plan and attack your spending in such detail, it can significantly reduce mindless overspending. It essentially works the same way as the envelope system, just without the cash-only component. Like the envelope system, the zero-based budget requires more planning and monitoring than the 50-30-20 and pay-yourself-first budgets. Also, this budgeting method can be a bit difficult to put into practice if your income fluctuates from month to month. Bottom line, to decide which of these budgeting systems to use, consider your goals. For example, if you're looking to cut back on spending, you may want to start with the envelope or zero-based budgeting systems. Meanwhile, if you're looking to prioritize savings and debt payoff, the pay-yourself-first budget could be a great choice. Finally, if you're looking for a percentage-based budget that provides you a lot of flexibility, the 50-30-20 budget may be the way to go. Ultimately, the best budgeting system for you, whichever one you feel most motivated to use on a consistent basis. Doesn't work if you don't use it. If one budget isn't working for you, don't be afraid to try another until you find the one that's right for your lifestyles. That is some great information on budgeting for you. It is Financial Literacy Month. We're getting toward the end of it. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to make life work for you. That is, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got that featured home for you, brought to you by myfavoritelender.net, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. No longer on Twitter at Ron Siegel. But if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and DCAL BRE number 018694552.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Who's got the featured home? We better get that on the screen or else I'm not going to be able to talk about it. And if you're not watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our social channels, or the ABC News and Talk KMET video feed, you're not seeing all the details right here of this property, 12 Rutgers Court, Rancho Mirage. Brought to you by our friend Bob LaBianca. 3 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, one of the best renovations at the Springs Country Club, and an extremely private location, just steps to the pool and spa, in a greenbelt quality, upscale consistency. Cypress Point Plan has the 3,250 square foot of unparalleled finishes, grand entry, zoned bedrooms, featuring a secondary master suite, modern textures. Meet warm, contrasting designer finishes and tons of doors, marrying the lush outdoors with the contemporary open interior space. A chef will feel at home in the amazing kitchen, and you can lose all your worries in the master spa bath. All that can be yours, $895,000. Let's look at some financing options. 10% down, looking at $3,451 a month. If you're putting 20% down, you're looking at $3,067 a month. Strategically speaking, 25% down, $2,740 a month. Now, yes, you have to add mortgage insurance if there is any. HOA dues, home insurance or insurance and taxes. All of that has to be added to it. Remember all those things. Hey, and for those of you keeping score, the APRs, 3.337, 3.174, and 2.958 NMLS 217037. Got to keep those APRs in there to keep our compliance people all happy. Again, that's the featured home segment today, brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. 12 Rutgers Court in Rancho Mirage. That is a Robert LaBianca. Bob LaBianca's got the agent for that one. Again, the My Featured Home segment brought to you by myfavouritelender.net. So, continuing on, Financial Literacy Month. Let's see what else we've got to chat about right here, right now. 7 components of financial literacy. That's the ability to understand and implement certain valuable skills that can improve your money management. Developing a strong foundation of financial literacy can make it easier for you to achieve your financial goals and avoid certain pitfalls that can harm your financial well-being. As you take steps to improve your financial literacy, here are some key components that can round out your knowledge and understanding. Number 1, interest. Whether you're earning it or paying it, interest can have a profound impact on your finances. For example, let's say you borrow $20,000 to buy a car with an 8.75% interest rate and 5-year repayment term. In this scenario, your monthly payment would be roughly $413 a month, and you'd owe about $4,765 in interest over those 5 years. But if you manage to get the same loan terms, but with a 4% interest rate instead, the monthly payment drops to about $368, and you'd pay $2,100 in interest. That's $2,600 savings. Why do you think I talk to you all the time about your credit report? Making sure that it is complete, it is accurate, it is verified, and you're doing the things that it takes to improve and correct that report. On the flip side, if you're saving money for retirement, investing $100 per month for 30 years, with a 7% return in the stock market, gives you a $116,945 investment account balance. But if you wait 10 years to begin, you'd only have $50,754. So I'll do compound interest. If you have a loan, the interest the lender charges is calculated based on the principal balance of the loan plus interest that is accrued since your last payment, creating a compounding effect. The same goes for investments. Over time, the interest you earn in the form of investment gains is compounded based on your contributions plus the gains you've earned in the past. As a result, it's important to try to avoid high-interest debt and try to invest your money early and often. Number 2, budgeting. Your budget is one of the most important components of your financial plan. We spoke a lot about that in the last segment. So if you missed that, go back and listen to it. If you don't have a budget, it's easy to spend money each day as you see fit. But at the end of the month, you may end up with little to no cash left over, and that can cause you to work hard toward your financial goals. Sorry about that one. Number 3, debt management. For many, debt is the biggest obstacle to reaching their financial goals. Certain types of debt, including credit cards, short-term payday loans, and other high-interest debts, can be financially crippling. Even student loans can be a major roadblock, even if the interest rates aren't too high. Take some time to learn how to approach your debt, including which debts to pay off first and how to achieve that goal. Depending upon your situation, the process of paying off loans and credit cards can take a few months to several years, so it can be easy to get discouraged. But learning the basics of managing your debt and creating a battle plan can make a significant difference in your attitude toward debt and your progress in paying it off. Credit. Having a good FICO score is fundamental to your financial health and success. Not only can a high FICO score make it easier to qualify for loans, but it can also help you secure better terms such as lower interest rates and reduction of fees. Your FICO scores are determined by 5 factors: payment history, amount owed, length of credit history, credit mix, and new credit. Make on-time payments, keep your credit card balances low, and avoid new credit unless you need it, are all ways you can build a positive credit history. Check your FICO scores often to understand how your actions impact your FICO scores, and also review your credit reports regularly to address potential issues. MyFICO.com. MyFICO.com. That's the place to go to get your FICO scores. And I don't have time to get into these, but number 5 is identity theft protection. Number 6, savings. And number 7, financial goals. As always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about issues about your home and your finances. Again, to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.